Episode 4. The Voice in the Night. That night, Kael was woken again and wandered outside for a little fresh air and water. His mind was in a different place, torn by the events of the past few days. He didn't know what to do or expect. Kael took a deep breath as he looked into the starry skies, wondering if, maybe, Timnah was right. What if Kael, mighty man of valor? Kael looked around. He didn't hear footsteps anywhere. He only heard the voice. Familiar, affirming. The old man was sitting at the edge of the winepress, watching him. "It's time," he said. "Tear down the altar of Baal your father has. Cut down the Asherah beside it. Build a new altar. One that points to the one who called you." Kael stood in silence, heart pounding. "They will punish me severely." "Do it anyway," the man spoke unapologetically. The man was gone again, but the voice remained. Was it a Malak of the Almighty One? Was this a messenger of the Almighty One? Though uncertain, he obeyed. The next day, Kael gathered 10 of his most trusted companions and friends. Not warriors, laborers, quiet men, brave in ways that got things done efficiently but didn't draw unnecessary attention. They moved under cover of darkness to the grove. Kael lifted the axe. He brought the Asherah pole down, blow after blow. They pulled apart the altar stone by stone. Then, with rough, uncut stones, they built a new one. He laid a sacrifice on it, not to Baal, but to the Almighty One. The next morning, the grove was filled with smoke, and the village was in an uproar. "Who did this?" they demanded. "They desecrated the altar," cried Lamech. Someone whispered, "It was the son of Darren. He has not honored us nor the gods." People began to whisper and anger began to flare up. Priests of the grove cried and begged their deaf and mute idols for mercy and forgiveness. A woman wearing a deep red robe adorned with jewels and ribbon, a wicked priestess for the grove, pointed at Kael and called his name in a screeching pitch that made his knees buckle. There was only one thing to do. Kael decided to accept the consequences to protect his friends who helped him. Just then, Kael began to step forward. But before they could seize him, Darren raised his hand and quieted the mobbing crowd. "Let Baal defend himself," he said loud and clear. "If he is a god, let him strike down the one who tore down his altar." The people began to chant, "Let it be so! He will defend himself." The keepers of the grove cried out loud and danced and waited and waited and waited. No thunder came, no curses fell. The crowd slowly trickled away. And for the first time in a long while, the people had no answer. Join us next time for Episode 5. Shalom.